Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you will receive alerts when there are new episodes. Go get it.
That's what I tell 'em. I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals. I go out and I go get it. Hot or cold, that's all I know. I don't succeed, then I don't breathe. Success, what does it mean? If I conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles. Compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles. Go take care of your business. Success Chronicles. It's deeper than just winning. Success Chronicles.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chip Baker coming to you with another episode of the Success Chronicles. And man, am I excited about this one to have Miss Crystal Romero Mueller on, an amazing lady doing some great things in education and has made a huge impact, positive impact. I'm grateful to have her on to highlight her and her journey. So first, thank you so much for taking the time to interview with the Success Chronicles.
I am so excited to be here with you today, Mr. Baker. It is my total pleasure.
Well, let's go.
Let's get
it. Let's go get it. Well, I know off air, we talked a little bit about your journey and, some of the things that you've been blessed and fortunate to achieve and experience. But if you don't mind, just sharing a little bit about, your journey and who you are and what it is you do so the audience would have an idea of who you are.
Well, hello, everyone. Again, I'm super excited to be on here with Mr. Chip, an amazing educator and definitely a developer of others. So a little bit about Crystal Romero Mueller. I was telling him earlier that ironically, I was born in El Paso, Texas, and was adopted and raised across the other side of the state of Texas in Orange County, Texas, in the piney woods curtain of Southeast Texas. So thinking about like where I've come from, I know that, I was honestly never knew that no one ever in my life told me I was special at anything, right? Like you just work hard. That's all I ever heard from my parents and my daddy, God rest his soul. Like you're just going to work hard. And if you want it bad enough, you're going to work hard, get it, and I've always just believed in a really hard, honest day's work. And I think I've emulated that in my career and just worked through. I'm a 30-year public school educator. Like I am so proud to be able to say when this spring semester comes, I'll have completed 30 years serving public ed in Texas across 4 different districts and, the thousands of kids I've been blessed to get to work with and those amazing educators. So, I think about who I am and like where I started. I know that I've always told people that, my parents, they just look like normal people to me. But when I look back now as an adult, I can see what they modeled. Like they modeled, you help people. It don't matter how much you have or how much you don't have, you help others. And I think that just like brought up that service heart and that mentality in me. And
Come on.
People say that, like I believe in like that, but that's all I know. So, if somebody needs it, you get it done. I tell my administrators I work with at school, like, you can't unsee something that needs to get done. And that includes that piece of paper on the floor underneath the water fountain. Like, let's just pick it up. Let's throw it away. Let's just all do what we have to do together to serve those schools.
So good. Well, what are 3 things you've accomplished in your life that you're proud of?
Wow. So, I know I've said a couple of times, and I really am proud to say that not only have I survived, but I've truly I feel honored and grateful to have had the chance to serve public education. I say that I'm an advocate, and that doesn't mean that I'm on the steps of the Capitol, but it means that I 100% advocate for students that sit in public education buildings every single day. And I think that's something that I'm proud of, to be able to say that and know that, like, I have a lot of bite left in me, and I want to continue that race to the top and take that term away. But I mean it for every kid in every seat. So I think it's always going to be a bit of an uphill battle, but I'm in it to win it. I think something else, I didn't tell you this earlier, Mr. Baker. In January, I'll have been married 30 years.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy. So like, I think that's a huge accomplishment that like, he still loves me and I still love him. 30 years. I take that and own that, man, because I think that's a big deal. And then I just have 2 great little humans that grew up to be adults, and they're good people and they've got good hearts and they're independent and all those things in life. So I think those are probably my top 3 things.
Okay. All right. Well, just hearing your amazing journey, hearing the amazing Things that you're proud of. The theme is amazing, right? You're the amazing three
It,
things that you're proud of. I would consider that to be hugely successful. So let's hit on success. What is your definition of success?
this is something that I think really hits home for me because I feel like we just really have to live a life of meaningful impact. Like that could be anywhere. And I mean, we've all done service in different areas of our lives as our kids grew up and we serve different organizations or our communities in different ways. But I really think I have a holistic measure of success for myself. I mean, I feel professionally blessed and I've had a lot of just strong relationships I've made throughout time in education and around my communities I've got to serve within. And I feel like, that professional achievement comes in one package, but I really think that those really personal relationships I've built is a piece of that success. And I mean, I think spiritual fulfillment comes in there as well. So I think that when I look at all of that holistically, if I can just like use it and characterize my, faith driven service to others, I think that that's a big part of where I get success from, or I see helps me be successful. And just really like contributing to students and educator success is another piece of that for me when I look in that lens. But I think if we all just foster a legacy that like real strong personal relationships that, in the end that, just really in that endurance and that a way to just be really committed to that purpose is a big success for me individually, but I think that's for
Yeah,
anyone.
it's good. So what I want to do now is kind of go off script a little bit, and I'd love to I love to ask you, like, throw three words or phrases at you, and you just talk about what comes to mind or to heart when you hear these words. You okay with that?
Okay. I am cool.
And I'll just give you a little hint here. It's funny because um all of these things you kind of hit on in your definition of success. You didn't know that. Like you didn't know
I
that I was
did
gonna
know that.
say these things to you. But when you hear me ask you these three, you're like, oh yeah. So the first one is quality relationships. Come on.
Quality relationships to me, first thing I think of is like commitment, dedication, dependability, love, caring.
Yeah. Yeah. So good. It's good stuff. All right, let's go. Let's go with communication in education.
Man, when I think about communication, education, like I think that's more than just a few words. I really think that everything revolves around strong communication and like you have to know like when to say it, what to say, how much to say now, how much to say later. But people want to know what's going on. And I think the more we feel confident in letting people know what's going on around them and to them and what's happening next, and just what's going on in general. We talk about that with our administrators all the time. Like, hey, like you got to, what are you going to communicate? How are you going to communicate that? When are you going to communicate that? Are you sure? Who are you going to tell? How are you going to include? Like all those things are such a big, important thing because like you talked about relationships a minute ago. And I feel like to have a strong relationship, you've really got to be all of those adjectives to other people or because I want those to me, I want people to be that kind of personal relationship to me that I know I can go
Yes.
to and trust and depend on. But like when we're talking about that, it's like the premise. Like if people can't trust me, then it doesn't matter what I say. They've got to know that, I'm going to be real and I'm going to be honest and I have a relationship with them where I've been that dependability factor for them for all those times. So when I communicate, it's going to be like for sure real.
All right. So the last one, I want to give you this one. I'm gonna pause a little bit before I give you this one. I'm gonna lean in and I'm gonna say, "Hey, this is the good one right here. This is the good one."
I
the,
love it.
the last one I want to give you is legacy.
Mm-hmm. I think I mentioned that a minute ago about fostering a legacy of like
Yep.
personal relationships.
Mhm.
That whole thing about like if you leave tomorrow, they're going to fill your position. It's a true thing. Like I've seen that. I've had to, with tears, left positions I've really loved and people I've truly loved before to take that next opportunity and journey and step. And I really feel like, people are going to remember us by how we made them feel. And that part of a legacy and fostering that within their relationships, no matter the level of relationship you have with people, like I still have people that, well, you don't know how you're impacting people, right? Or the influence you have with them when you're actually with them. You're just like doing the work. I still have people that'll tell me, like, I still have that note you gave me when
Yeah.
I was having a hard time, or, I kept that birthday card you sent me because, like, I
Mhm.
needed it that day. I'm like, hey, I am so thankful. Thank you, Jesus, that I sent them something to let them know that they were valued or that I was thinking about them. And, so to me, I think that that's the kind of legacy when we say leaving a legacy with, a real personal relationship with people that can happen no matter where you're at or whatever position you're in.
So good. So good. Well, as we close, I'd love for you to get an opportunity to share with the audience where they can go follow you, check you out, and show you some love with all the amazing things you have going on.
You're awesome. So I am super simple. Like I am at Chris Rom Mule. I'm on LinkedIn that way. I'm on Twitter that way. CRYSROMMUEL. I think that's just keeping it simple. It's kind of my
There you
style.
go. There you go. Less equals more. Come on.
It does sometimes, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Well, again, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to interview with the Success Chronicles. Truly appreciate it. And I wish you continued success.
Hey, same to you. Thanks for having me today.
Yes, yes. And thank you guys for checking out this episode. We'll see you next time. God bless. Go get it.